One viewers and so welcome back to class. In today's video, we're going to learn about sealer. We're going to talk about some of the do's and the don'ts based on one of your requests. So let's get to it. Alright guys, now when you have a new part and you're about to spray, what you want to make sure you go ahead and do is get some scuff pad. You can use the gray one or the red one and just give it a small scuff. Inside doesn't really need that much of a scuff, so you don't have to spend all day. This shouldn't take more than 2 minutes. And all you're doing is making sure that when you apply the sealer on here, it's going to stick. Without adding any sealer or any adhesion promoter, then you're going to be getting a call later on saying that the paint is flaking on. So always make sure you give it a scuff and then go ahead and clean it up and get it sealed. Now if you don't want to use the adhesion promoter, you don't really have to, but make sure you use some seed. Now when it comes on to this side, I like to be a bit more aggressive, so I get some 600 on the D8 and I'll give it a sand. Take a look, all of these parts here are brand new parts and I have to cut them in before I put them on the car. So we're gonna go ahead and lay down some sealer on here. So let's go ahead and mix up all the sealer we need. You wanna go ahead and use a strainer to pick up all the trash that you do not want in your paint job. Now I'm trying to be as conservative with my material as I can possibly be. So I believe to get all of that stuff inside sealed properly, I'm going to need about 16 ounces of sealer. So when you mix white and black sealer or primer, you get gray. Now this cup here generally holds up to 22 ounces. Now with the hardener, I don't necessarily use a strainer. It looks like I actually made 20 ounces. Let's see what happens. Now what you want to make sure that you give your primer, sealer or paint a good shake before you use it. So we have our shaker here and we're just gonna let this shake for like a minute or two. And now we have our sealer all shaked up and it has a uniform look. Now you can shake it by hand if you want to, which I don't recommend, or you can always use a paint stick. So we're gonna get inside. Now guys, you wanna make sure that all your panels are absolutely clean before you put some sealer on them. I already cleaned these with solvent cleaner and water-based cleaner. Now all I'm doing is just giving it a tap to pick up all the leftover trash. See, with paint, guys, you have a bit more freedom with your paint. With the sealer, you really have no freedom at all, because if any form of reaction starts to happen with your sealer, the best thing or your only choice is to leave it. Well, not your only choice, but you can leave it until tomorrow when it's dry, because sealer takes a long time to dry. And then the other thing you can do is get some thinner and wipe the whole thing off. So I'm using the Tecna base coat gun and I'm going to be spraying at about 26 psi, fan wide open, fluid about 3/4 of a turn, or if you guys want to see how I set up all my guns, I have other videos on that. So let's go ahead and test this out and see how it's atomizing the sealer. So that is what you're looking for, guys. You don't want it to be too thin. You want a little bit of meat on there. As you can see, the end of the droplets is not too big, they're just right. By the way, and what do you use it for? Well, sealer prevents bleeding. For example, you have a red panel, right? And it's red, the paint's red, and then you spray right over the red with white paint. What can happen with that is the red can start bleeding through the white paint, and then it looks weird, right? So that is one reason that you want to use your sealer. The other thing is it prevents peeling. Right, so your paint won't flake off. It gives it a surface, something for your paint to stick to, right? So you can use both the adhesion promoter or just the sealer, or you can use both. It doesn't really matter, but once you use the sealer under, I'm guaranteed that your paint will not be peeling off. And you can tell when somebody doesn't use sealer, because when the paint starts peeling off, all you see is the raw plastic. You guys might be wondering, why am I using gray sealer? Well, gray sealer is like, it's universal. It's proven to be successful with getting good coverage with any color at all. But if you want to be, if you want to save more material, you can mix whatever color sealer you want. This can be other paint line, doesn't necessarily have to be Sikkens. Now here we have blue, yellow, red, and green. Of course, the black, the white. We can all use these colors to make whatever color sealer we want. A sealer that matches the car better. But I'll show you what I'll be painting, which is why, and I have so much to do in there, I didn't want to mix up a whole bunch of different sealers just to waste time. So here I have a sealer. The color code for this one is NH830. And over here I have a different color. This one is PB85P. So for darker colors, you might want to use darker sealers. Lighter colors, lighter sealers. So I didn't do too bad with the sealer. I have probably like an ounce or two left in here. You guys see how quickly I get coverage, right? This is only one coat of paint. I'm not even done painting it yet. And as you can see, coverage is simple.
No, please, no photos. Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just.
That is it, guys. That is all we're doing here today. So there's one coat of base on each panel because all I'm doing is cutting them in. I applied some clear coat on the inside, not on the outside, because that is just wasting material. I cleared the inside of the door panel. Obviously when I put this on, I'm not gonna try to paint it again. Outside stays just the same. And I didn't put any clear at all on the bumper, just one coat of paint, and then I'll paint the bumper with the rest of the car. And same thing over here on the fender, just cutting in the edges. That is it for today, guys. I appreciate your time. If this video was helpful to you, please consider supporting the channel with a like or a subscribe. Leave any comments you might have for me in the comment section. Until next time, class dismissed.